Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about my M416 military trailer that I converted over to an Overland trailer. Why am I talking about this? Well, I want to build a square drop trailer and this sits in my garage and I got to get rid of it in order to build my new Overland trailer. So let's dive into this. I'll show you what this is about and why I built some of the things the way I did. And then you guys might want to decide to build your own, or you're working on your own right now. Maybe I'll give you some ideas of what to do or what not to do. Let's dive in. So starting at the tongue, what I did is I cut off the original tongue that was on here. You can kind of see how it used to be. There used to be a little flip down right here. Well, that's gone. I pull all this off and then welded on a new tube, and then had this welded on. This is nice because I can completely take it off and reuse it somewhere else if I want. Haven't really welded on another mount for it anywhere else on the trailer, but I could. Took a basket, bolted it on there nice. I'm still using the original brake and it works great. I left a lot of the hooks on there so I can tie things on if I need to. Up front here, I used the Smittybilt tool clamp and put my Fisker axe on there and a DeWalt shovel. The DeWalt shovel is just a regular fiberglass handled shovel. What I did have to do is slide this off and cut it off, put it back on. So it's a little shorter, but it fits on there better now. Moving over here, I've got a lithium iron phosphate battery in here. It's a 12 volt, 110 amp. Up here, I've got my traction boards mounted on there. I did have to put some flaps on here because in Washington State, this is out too far. So you have to have the fender flares on there in order to cover that up, in order to make it legal. I've got a 5-pound tank on there. I just used a gun lock to mount it on there or keep it on there. Lights there, lights here. I took off the original military lights and went with something a little bit more sleek. I did replace the data plate with a new one and punched in everything. And then the trailer hitch. So the hitch, the only reason why I put that on there is because I want to be able to put a hitch hauler on here or bike racks or something like that. Below that, I've got a leveling stabilizer jack. Up here, I put a flip down mount so I can put my stove up here. This right here is magnetic, so my stove, when I flip it up, it magnetizes to it to keep it from sliding around as much. That just flips up, flips down. I've got the bottle opener over here. This is a gearbox that I put in here just to keep some of my extra gear in here. I've got an extender for my trailer plug, some extra fuses, all the stakes to stake down the annex, and I can have a little bit more room for some tools if I need them. Over here is the power. This is the control center for the power. We got a 12 volt plug there. Also on this side, I don't know if you can see it, I got a 12 volt plug right here as well. That one is for my heater. I've got a diesel heater that mounts right there. And this one is for my refrigerator that I usually put right here. Let's jump into that. So when we pull this up, you can see I've got the Adventure control unit. This is my solar control unit. I've got my panel plugs here, a USB right there, and plenty of room for growth on the fuse blocks. This is my shut off. If I flip that up, you see everything comes on, and I should have a full battery. This also has a USB on it as well. And I just shut that off when I'm going down the road. So let's pop open the lid and see what the inside looks like. And that's one-handed. You can see I put some 200-pound struts on both sides. And then inside here, I just got a few things, you know, a mat for down on the ground. This is another mat for the back. So you can have a nice place to stand while you're cooking. I've got some levelers, solar panels. This is my annex, the shoe bag for the annex. This is my journal that I journal everything as I'm going out in the woods and wilderness. I've got a little Camp Chef stove, and then an old Texport Coleman camp stove. And then these little guys here are perfect, because I can take these, bring them back around here, and set them up there to hang my utensils on while I'm cooking. In addition to that, how I hold this on there, these are paper towel holders, so I can plop them there and have paper towels ready to go below. So the rooftop tent is a Smittybilt XL, and it is massive. It pops open this way towards the passenger side, and then as I set it up, I set up a annex that comes to the ground. Usually what I do with this, because I built this so it would be not too tall and would fit in just about any garage. The idea was that I could keep this stored in the garage, never have to worry about it just sitting out in the weather all year long or tarping it or anything like that. And that has worked out really, really well, keeping it in the garage. I've used these tubes here, as beefy as I could get, and the reason why they stick out so far is so I can mount other things on here. I do have some tubes that go up in here that I can put some kayaks in, and they just pin on there. Usually what I do when I pull up to a spot is I take these off, place them on the ground to elevate, you know, get the trailer up high enough to where the annex is going to stretch out all the way. So there it is. This is the trailer that I've been working on for probably about 3 years. I haven't really worked on it much over the last year just because it's ready to go. I've used it a lot. I've taken it out on some really good treks, and I'm sure you've seen some of the videos that I've used it in. Hopefully some of the things that you saw in here you'll want on your M416 trailer. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Get outdoors.